Have you ever practiced guitar and just started wondering why you sound so plain? When I used to struggle with this issue a lot, it was because I didn't know how to make unique sounds on guitar or explore the sound of the guitar. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get over that roadblock and practice more creatively to either find your sound or learn little new things. First thing I did wrong was practicing chords that were too simple. Playing the same triad bar chords gets very repetitive, very fast, and it makes you feel like you're really stuck. Although they're great chords, if you're not exploring extensions, you're not going to find these unique chords that you actually really like and use a lot that help improve your sound, and you're going to understand how to use them a lot less. And the best way I found to practice this is use any AI robot friend and just search up random emotional chord progressions, and it'll spit you out something, sometimes good, sometimes bad, sometimes realistic, sometimes not, but cater it a little bit, and then play these more unique chord progressions that aren't just triads and instead of minor sevenths, major sevenths, and you're really going to start to learn how to put together chords that are not just your basic triad, that have a nice emotional pull to them. And of course, it's not the most creative thing, but when you learn how to do this, you're actually going to be building a vocabulary to be your own sound. And the second exercise is going to build off of the same concept of building a vocabulary, and that is finding any solo you respect online, looking up the tabs through Songster, and then just picking out the licks you like the most and learning them, and then playing them in different keys. For example, you do it like this. And really explore how changing a key can influence the emotion of a lick you like. And then also, if you just learn it, you have a bigger lick vocabulary, so when you either solo or just try to create something, you have a lot more references to pull from. And those two exercises for both chords and lead are super important, because without a big vocabulary, you're not going to have anything to reference to when you actually want to create something or be original. So first, take a hit of not being original, but learn these unique little edges to come together and create something that sounds like you. After I really updated my vocabulary, I was able to solo a lot longer and feel more free, and I was able to create some more interesting chord progressions using extensions, which then got rid of my first problem of everything always sounding too plain and too boring. But now I just needed a way to actually figure out how to use things right. Just because I knew the words doesn't mean I knew the definition and it sounded right. So my next problem was just figuring out, how do I use these really cool sounding words I learned and actually make a real sentence? And this was done by either using a plain chord progression or a plain guitar solo. And the way it worked was I would take a plain guitar solo I found online, and I would play those more interesting extended chords to try to make a really nice emotional pull from a very basic bare bones solo. And of course, you have to learn it both ways. So then play a solo as complicated as you'd like over a more complex chord progression. As long as you match the emotion, you're doing it properly, no matter what fine thing you're actually playing. So once I learned the vocabulary and how to actually use it, it really just left me with one more thing of how do I keep this sustainable and keep on learning. Because an annoying thing would just be to hit higher and higher roadblocks, except using these two strategies, I've been able to keep going up without roadblocks, because as I do this, my playing ability gets better, and there's that whole thing of finding your own sound, which really helps keep things fresh. So even if my practice isn't progressing in a technical way, I'm actually just finding new ways to phrase things I already knew how to say to sound either more interesting or that just sound generally better to me. If you found this video and how it was progressed helpful, subscribe for more simple guitar content to master the instrument in a fun and creative way. And of course, comment what you think of this strategy along with anything else you need help with on the guitar.